Good afternoon. Welcome to DLA's 51st Annual Employee Recognition Ceremony. My name is Kathy Rem from DLA Human Resources, your MC today. We extend a special welcome to Lieutenant General Darrell K. Williams, United States Army Director of DLA, Mr. Ted Case, Vice Director of DLA, Ms. Kristen French, Headquarters DLA Chief of Staff, Navy Command Master Chief Sean Bromstedt, DLA Senior Enlisted Advisor, our award winners, their family members and friends, DLA senior leaders, special guests, and employees of DLA. Our program today will include a presentation of colors from the Joint Service Color Guard in the Military District of Washington, singing of the National Anthem by Gunnery Sergeant Sarah Sheffield, U.S. Marine Corps, invocation by Chaplain Colonel Robert Wishman, U.S. Army, opening remarks by the DLA Director, and formal recognition of DLA civilian and military award recipients. Throughout the ceremony, we'll also feature a series of videos that depict DLA in action and highlight some of the agency's recent successes. Please rise for the arrival of the official party and remain standing for the presentation of colors, singing of the national anthem, and the invocation.
Colors, hope. Colors, present, arms.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets in glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Colors, right shoulder, arms. Colors turn, march.
Let us pray. Almighty God, you're the one that guides our path. You're the one that gives us gifts and graces according to our need, and you establish us according to your purposes. You use us in ways that you might be exalted and glorified. Lord, meet with us this afternoon for this DLA 2018 Awards Ceremony. We give thanks for this year's awardees and individuals who have demonstrated outstanding performance of their duties in this organization, and we count it a privilege to be able to honor them here today. Use the contributions of our awardees to lead and inspire future leaders to take initiative, to explore innovation, to experience flexibility and all to take us to the next level. And Lord, lead us as we honor this year's awardees, their families and friends, and thank you for all who've worked so hard to make this event a success. Bless those in attendance and bless and protect America's sons and daughters who are deployed in the defense of our freedom this day. We pray this in your strong name. Amen.
Please be seated. Our host for today's ceremony, Lieutenant General Darrell Williams, directs the Department of Defense's premier combat logistics support agency. The Defense Logistics Agency is responsible for providing a variety of logistics, acquisition, and technical services in peace and in war to support the military services and other federal agencies. DLA's worldwide mission is performed by nearly 27,000 military and civilian logistics professionals. Please welcome Lieutenant General Darrell Williams, United States Army Director.
Good afternoon, everyone, and I'd like to start with another round of applause for all of our awardees right up front. Let's give them a round of applause. Really outstanding. And so they're all going to come up individually, but I would like all of our awardees collectively to please stand. Let them all stand. And again, one more round of applause. Really just absolutely awesome. Thank you very much. Thank you. Please have a seat. And so good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of myself and my wife, Myra, who's attending with us today, thank you all for joining us for this 51st Annual Employee Recognition Program. And so I'm truly honored to participate in today's event. I hope that our awardees will be, as we recognize the extraordinary efforts of our outstanding DLA employees. And so as you heard earlier, our workforce consists of nearly 27,000 individuals, and to pick out just a few for recognition is not an easy thing to do. It's a tough task, because the men and women of this agency are world-class professionals by any objective measure, and what you'll see today is their deep commitment to serve the warfighter in our nation. You've heard me say it 100 times, and I probably will 100 times more, that the secret sauce of DLA's warfighter support is, in fact, our people, and so we want to honor them today. But before we recognize a few of our superstars, I wanted to express my support to each and every one of you, the DLA workforce, the ones that won't necessarily get up and get an award today. And I want to thank you for what you have done to support our military and all of our whole-of-government partners over this past year. And so I'd like to extend a special thanks to Mr. Case. After 46 years of government service, it'll be his last award ceremony. Mr. Case, would you please stand and give this hero a round of applause? Thank you. Thank you, Case. I want to extend in a special thanks to my battle buddy, Command Master Chief Bromstad, to all of our major subordinate commanders, all of our Tier 3 SESs in particular, all of our SESs, all of our general officers and flag officers and senior leaders, and most of all, I want to thank all of our employees, both those that are sitting here in the audience and those that are maybe streaming in live. We also have some family members in the audience today that are here, I believe, to pay a special tribute to their loved ones. If we have any family members of awardees, would you please stand? Any family members? Let's give them a special round of applause. Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you very, very much. And so to all of our DLA team members, whether you're in the audience or whether you're watching remotely on a monitor or from a computer screen, again, thank you all for attending. Thank you to Ms. Rem for emceeing, the chaplain for those inspiring words, to Marine Gunnery Sergeant Sarah Sheffield for her beautiful rendition of the national anthem, and to the Military District of Washington Color Guard for their absolutely flawless performance. Also thanks to Mr. Brad Bunn and the Mighty J1 team, and especially to Mr. Larry Hilliard for organizing this event once again this year. A round of applause to all of the participants and the people who helped to put this great ceremony on. Thank you all very much. And so by way of a little bit of history, this ceremony was established in the early days of the agency 1961. This was established in 1967, with the first ceremony taking place the following year. That first ceremony featured the first 10 outstanding Defense Supply Agency Employees of the Year, and oh, by the way, a category which we still honor today. We've expanded the program over the last 5 decades, and today we have 12 award categories, and we present 56 awards to 43 individuals and 13 outstanding teams. As Command Master Chief Bromstadt can tell you, he and I have had the opportunity to travel across DLA, its facilities, and all over the globe, and we've met some phenomenal DLA employees. Sometimes it was just one person in an office at a military base, and other times it was an entire team at a distribution center, at a fuel station, or at a disposition yard. We've also met our folks deployed, providing critical hurricane relief support and all of those great efforts. They all have one thing in common, no matter where we have been able to see them and watch them at work. They are dedicated, they're motivated, and they're instilled with a purpose and a knowledge that they are doing something that is far bigger than themselves. And wherever we go, we're also struck by the strong commitment to this agency, the keen focus on the mission, and the willingness to provide unparalleled support to all of our customers. Our award recipients today are representative of a larger body of folks that I see as I travel across this great agency. Their collective accomplishments epitomize the excellence and the true spirit of what it means to be a part of DLA. And so those lines of effort that are reflected in our strategic plan, warfighter support, strong partnership, global posture, whole of government and always accountable, are just empty words without the great people in this audience and everywhere around the globe who breathe life into those words every single day. There are people like our DLA Enterprise Hurricane Response Team who responded to one of the worst natural disasters in decades with grit and with fortitude to make sure that our first responders and those affected by these hurricanes had the very best of what this agency had to offer when our nation called. There are people like Special Agent Jeffrey Ahn, who you'll hear about, from DLA Office of the Inspector General, who initiated and helped sustain over a 5-year period an investigation that netted the government and taxpayer $236 million in criminal fines and criminal damages. And there are people like our Presidential Rank Award winners, of which we have 2, and they'll be explained a little bit earlier. We have 2 recipients this year for the highest award, one at the meritorious level and one at the distinguished level. And just to give you a sense of what that really means, it's an award given only to SESs. And so there are more than 7,000 senior executive service members in the federal government, and only 5% will receive the meritorious. We have one of those. And then only 1% will receive the distinguished, and we also have one of those. It is very, very rare for one agency to get 2 awards, and so we're honored. Needless to say, today's award recipients represent the best of the workforce filled with extraordinary employees, many of whom could also be here today. I'm so proud to be serving with team members who never forget who they're serving and why they do it. To our awardees, I want you to know that I personally appreciate the leadership of DLA, personally appreciate the positive impact that you're having on the department and our organization. You inspire us with your examples, and I want to personally thank you for your support. And while today is about recognition of excellence, we should not forget that behind each employee, each awardee, was a supervisor or a fellow employee who took the time to research the nomination and to fill out all of the necessary paperwork to get that person judged and recognized. I'd like to thank the supervisors and everyone else who took that time to recognize your teammates for a job extremely well done. And I would encourage even more nominations next year. I'd like to conclude by wishing all of you a wonderful holiday season. I hope you can take some much-needed time off to spend with your loved ones, all of your family, your close friends, because come the first of the year, this agency will hit the ground running, as it always does, and we will need you rested, relaxed, tanned, and ready to go again. And so please don't forget also, please remember, all of those soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines, Coast Guardsmen, and DLA civilians who are deployed overseas with their family members, and don't forget about the support that they provide. They will experience separation from their loved ones this holiday season, and we need to keep them in our thoughts and prayers. And so, ladies and gentlemen, it is my singular honor to be your director and to lead such an incredible, incredible team. Like many of you, I often take time in the holiday season to consider what I'm thankful for. And so in addition to my family, I can assure you that what I'm most thankful for is for all of you, our DLA workforce, for the tremendous work that you do on behalf of our nation each and every day. And so may God bless all of you and your families. May He bless our awardees today in particular. May He keep you all safe throughout the holiday season. May He bless this great agency. May He bless the warfighters and our whole of government partners that we support. And may God continue to richly bless the United States of America. Warfighter first, and thank you.
Thank you, sir. Before we begin the award presentations, we'll take a short pause to watch the first video.
We deploy all around the world, a lot of hurricane relief.
We're the DDX team. We're a deployable team. We support humanitarian missions.
Our main goal is support the warfighter in any way possible. Also support disaster relief within the states.
It can be any type of material. It can be from first issue uniforms. It can be from boats. It can be beds. It can be food.
2017, we provided disaster relief for the hurricanes. We were pushing thousands of trucks out, and as we were midway through our deployment, another hurricane, we had 4 back-to-back. It was incredible.
I love my job. I love my job. I mean, I said being in the private military, somehow it's an opportunity to support my country.
It's heart-filling because you feel good because you're helping another one out.
It's fun to me getting dropped off in the middle of nowhere, and then within a week we're supporting the military, and it's a very humbling experience for me, and it's just awesome meeting other people.
General Williams and Command Master Chief Bromstead, please take center stage for the presentations. We're gathered this afternoon to recognize DLA team members who exemplify the standard for excellence set by this agency. These employees and military members have demonstrated leadership, hard work, and a sense of commitment in support of DLA's mission and our nation's warfighters. As dedicated professionals, they continuously strive to improve their performance with a focus and strong commitment to the DLA mission. We're proud of their accomplishments, and today we take time to publicly thank them and to express our appreciation for their outstanding achievements. The first category of awards is the 10 Outstanding DLA Personnel of the Year. These awards recognize deserving civilian and military personnel who have consistently exceeded the expectations of their positions. Individuals nominated for this award have also been acknowledged by their peers as model performers. From a pool of 36 individual nominations, we're pleased to honor DLA's 10 Outstanding Personnel of the Year. The first recipient is Mr. Gerald Aguilar, DLA Distribution. Gerald Aguilar is a first-rate distribution process worker in the Consolidation and Containerization Point branch at DLA Distribution, San Joaquin, California. He's a major part of CCP inbound operations. In this critical role, he received and delivered inbound materiel for multiple organizations to include the CCP, Medical Maintenance, Automated Material Handling, Hazardous Branch, and Base Supply. No matter the task, he always gives 100%. Mr. Gerald Aguilar. Mr. Kevin Gist, DLA Distribution. Rear Admiral Kevin Jones, DLA Distribution Commander, will accept on Mr. Gist's behalf. Kevin Gist, a motor vehicle operator at DLA Distribution, Jacksonville, Florida, works on transportation, load planning, physical loading using material handling equipment, and local deliveries. He performs his primary duties with exceptional quality and complete independence and accepts any new task without hesitation. Mr. Kevin Gist. Ms. Vicki Queen, DLA Distribution. Vicki Queen is assigned as the Office Automation Secretary for the Preservation, Packaging, Packing, and Marking Division at DLA Distribution, Oklahoma City. She expertly manages the day-to-day activities of 173 personnel, and her efforts ensure all assignments are completed in a timely and efficient manner. Ms. Queen's demonstrated professionalism, enthusiasm, and attention to detail have made her an integral part of the Oklahoma team. Ms. Vicki Queen. Air Force Technical Sergeant Ronaldo Renee, DLA Logistics Operations. Technical Sergeant Renee distinguished himself through outstanding achievement as a Joint Contingency Acquisition Support Office Quality Assurance Representative from October 1st, 2017 through August 31st, 2018. His extensive and comprehensive knowledge of operational contract support significantly improved the readiness of multiple geographic combatant commands and sub-unified commands. Technical Sergeant Ronaldo Renee. Ms. Michelle Accord, DLA Land and Maritime. Michelle Accord has been an instrumental leader for all DLA Land and Maritime Resolution Specialists and was named the first non-supervisory chairperson of the Resolution Specialist Working Group. She increased total training by 120% and streamlined critical workload functions by as much as 75%. Ms. Michelle Accord. Ms. Rhonda Blum, DLA Land and Maritime. Rhonda Blum is a natural leader known for her commitment to the DLA mission, as evidenced in many continuous processing improvements. Her attention to detail and sense of urgency contributed to team efforts and overall improved administrative lead time by 22% and for large contracts by 45%. Ms. Blum collaborates with Navy customers, engineering support activities in the Naval Air Warfare Center, and her peers to develop resolutions resulting in approved processes. Ms. Rhonda Blum. Ms. Amy Inman, DLA Logistics Operations. Amy Inman is an outstanding employee and process improvement advocate. Her drive to increase customer support and to redefine business processes has significantly contributed to both DLA and Air Force missions and made her a valuable asset to the entire Defense Department. Her focus on quality customer service, identifying and developing solutions to complex cataloging issues, and her enthusiastic attitude are in keeping with the highest traditions of service. Ms. Amy Inman. Mr. Lee Scott, DLA Installation Operations. Lee Scott enthusiastically demonstrated extreme technical competence and charismatic leadership as a project manager for DLA Aviation. His selfless and trend-setting efforts resulted in the successful and timely completion of numerous multi-million-dollar projects, which significantly enhanced DLA's support of warfighters around the world. Mr. Lee Scott. Ms. Shona Lawrence, DLA Energy. Shona Lawrence distinguished herself by exceptional warfighter and whole-of-government strategic energy support as the DLA Energy America's Operations Officer. She coordinated critical fuel support across multiple DoD, interagency, and commercial partners, saving lives and providing hope to victims of hurricanes Harvey, Irma, and Maria in the southeastern United States, Puerto Rico, and the U.S. Virgin Islands. Ms. Shona Lawrence. Ms. Cynthia Obermeyer, DLA Energy. Brigadier General Albert Miller, DLA Energy Commander, will accept on Ms. Obermeyer's behalf. Cynthia Obermeyer distinguished herself through exceptional service as a supervisory contracting officer with DLA Energy. Her expertise in energy savings performance contracts has been invaluable in educating customers in their use as a way of implementing cost-effective and comprehensive energy saving solutions. Thanks to her efforts, DLA Energy increased ESPC management by nearly 30% over FY17, leading to savings valued at over $400 million. Ms. Cynthia Obermeyer. This concludes the presentation of DLA's 10 Outstanding Personnel of the Year. We now turn to the DLA Leader of the Year Awards. These awards recognize DLA leaders from every segment of the DLA workforce whose outstanding accomplishments and commitment in leadership merit special recognition. Leader of the Year Awards recognize outstanding performance in the DLA leader competencies. 4 DLA Leader of the Year Awards are being presented today. Mr. Brad Bunn, Director of DLA Human Resources, will also participate in the presentation of the DLA Leader of the Year Awards. The Level 1 Non-Supervisory Employee Leader of the Year Award is Mr. Roberta Santana Irizarry, DLA Troop Support. Roberto Santana Irizarry's contributions to DLA Troop Support Europe and Africa will positively impact the organization long after his departure. His initiative and dedication to warfighter support have resulted in significant achievements in a complex logistics support structure and ensured logistics sustainment to warfighters throughout the U.S. Central Command area of responsibility. Mr. Roberto Santana Irizarry. The Level 2 Team Leaders and Project Leaders Leader of the Year Award recipient is Ms. Elaine Applegate, DLA Logistics Operations. Elaine Applegate displayed outstanding initiative and exceptional leadership skills in the development of the DLA Enterprise Agency Management Review process, a cross-functional evaluation ensuring DLA compliance with applicable laws, regulations, policies, and procedures. She spearheaded 7 major subordinate command AMRs in which she was responsible for conducting the comprehensive compliance review. Ms. Elaine Applegate. The Level 3 New Civilian Supervisors Leader of the Year recipient is Mr. Michael Saylor, DLA Distribution. Michael Saylor distinguished himself through exceptional service as distribution warehouse supervisor at DLA Distribution, Warner Robins, Georgia. He led a team of 7 in managing a 155,000-item Air Force warehouse as processing material valued at $37 million for Warner Robins Air Logistics Complex. His team processed over 9,000 receipts, 8,245 picks, and 9,705 shipments with 100% accuracy. Mr. Michael Saylor. The Level 4 Experienced Leaders, Managers, and Supervisors Leader of the Year recipient is Dr. Stephen Dubernis, DLA Logistics Operations. Stephen DeBurnis' leadership, professionalism, and commitment to DLA's mission were exemplary during this award period. He led his whole of government division and the DLA enterprise through several contingency events to include the historic 2017 hurricane and wildfire seasons. He partnered with a truly expansive set of critical DLA customers, including 40 federal agencies, 50 states, 300 localities, and 115 international partners. Dr. Stephen DeBurnis. The director will now present the Exceptional Civilian Service Award to Mr. Jeffrey Ahn of the DLA Office of the Inspector General, Investigations Division, Pearl Harbor, Hawaii. Based on hotline allegations of contractor and fuel refinery bid rigging in July 2013, Inspector General Special Agent Ahn initiated an investigation that was referred to the Defense Criminal Investigation Service and included a Department of Justice task force. His knowledge, investigative capabilities, dedication, and professionalism directly contributed to the initial results of guilty pleas to criminal charges and $236 million in criminal fines and civil damages. Mr. Jeffrey Ahn. Before we move on to the next category, it's the perfect time to pause to watch another of our brief videos highlighting our phenomenal DLA employees in action.
DLA is more than just a mere supply chain organization. On a daily basis, we have rapid deployable fuel teams that are ready to respond at a moment's notice to our nation's call.
We are a team that is full of commitment, dedication, and we're going to be ready to provide the right support at the right time.
Once the hurricane actually hit the island and we determined what the needs from FEMA would be, it became pretty clear that there were going to be two primary challenges. Obviously, there's an alarming lack of electricity on the island, and there's also no ability to actually move fuel around. So we were able to put fuel trucks onto a barge, and then that barge was able to travel down there, and it provided not only fuel, but a fuel distribution capability to Puerto Rico.
We're running a fuel mission in support of Puerto Rico in response to Hurricane Maria. We have close to 300 fuel trucks. We've spent a little over 3 million gallons of diesel to critical infrastructure.
We are getting to those affected areas, to those hospitals, to those kidney centers. We're going to get there, and we're going to see Puerto Rico to come back stronger than before.
Our next award category is the annual DLA Employee of the Quarter Recognition Award. This award was established to provide agency-wide recognition to 3 civilian employees from the quarterly DLA competition whose exemplary performance, humanitarian service, or teamwork merited further recognition at the agency level. The DLA Employee of the Quarter annual recipient for Category A, civilian grades 1 through 6, is Mr. Jeremy Lear, DLA Disposition Services. Jeremy Lear has exceeded expectations despite being in a billet several grades higher than his current grade. He provided direct support to 4 disposition services sites across the Combined Joint Area of Operations Afghanistan. He tracked, inventoried, and accounted for all DLA disposition services equipment at 4 geographically dispersed locations, managing 158 assets in the Afghanistan theater with a value of $18.2 million. Mr. Jeremy Lear. The DLA Employee of the Quarter annual recipient for Category B, civilian grades 7 through 12, is Mr. Marlon Ingram, DLA Energy. Marlon Ingram distinguished himself by exceptional service as a logistics systems specialist with DLA Energy Americas East. During Hurricane Harvey, he volunteered to deploy with AME's Continuity of Operations Emergency Relocation Group to Fort Hood, Texas, where he coordinated with J6 personnel, ensuring communications were established before remaining COOP members arrived. He assisted in developing accelerated stock projection timelines and compiled daily inventory data. Mr. Marlon Ingram. The DLA Employee of the Quarter annual recipient for Category C, civilian grades 13 through 15, is Mr. Benjamin Beatles. DLA Energy Commander Brigadier General Albert Miller will accept on Mr. Beatles' behalf. Benjamin Beatles excelled while serving as America's East Operations Officer, DLA Energy, during the 2017 hurricane season. In less than 4 days, his assistance in crisis action planning led to the rapid redeployment of critical fuels from Hurricane Irma support in Florida to Hurricane Maria support in Puerto Rico, utilizing commercial barge capabilities. He provided fuel demand and trend analysis that helped deliver 1.1 million gallons of ground products and over 6,700 gallons of propane to FEMA-designated locations. Mr. Benjamin Beatles. We will now present the DLA Team Performance Awards. Team Performance Awards recognize teams within DLA that have improved organizational performance by using structured improvement methods or have advanced the principles of teamwork. A total of 21 nominations were divided by small, medium, and large teams, with 1 award recipient in each category. In the category of small team, consisting of 25 members or fewer, the award goes to the Medical Mission Team from DLA Distribution. The DLA Distribution Norfolk, Virginia Medical Mission Team is a self-motivated, self-sustained component of the DLA Distribution Material Processing Center Network. The team consists of 10 individuals that this year alone received, inducted, manifested, and transshipped more than 88,000 pieces of medical freight, focusing on ensuring over 2,000 shipments of cold chain, climate-controlled vaccines, and 450 shipments of controlled narcotics were completed without compromise of any material. The Medical Mission Team from DLA Distribution.
One more round of applause.
In the category of medium team, consisting of 26 to 50 members, the winner is the Aircraft Launch and Recovery Equipment Team from DLA Land and Maritime. The Maritime Aircraft Launch and Recovery Equipment Team has developed a reputation for commitment, mission focus, and innovative customer support. This team of highly motivated professionals has produced extraordinary results and made a profound impact on DLA support to warfighters through synergy, ingenuity, and resiliency, leading to a material availability rate of 92% for the weapon system and over 90% customer-focused metrics for the past 12 months, well above the 85% goal. The Aircraft Launch and Recovery Equipment Team from DLA Land and Maritime. Before we announce the large team winner is a timely opportunity to watch our last video.
I was the only guy providing these precision services in Puerto Rico during Hurricane Maria. The glass doors in the hotel were shaking, the roof was peeling off. It was very, very scary. I made multiple attempts after the hurricane to reach my work location. There was no cell phone, no internet, no TV, no radio. The only communication was like face to face. Mainly we provided scrap metal removals to all the units on base. We also assisted deployed soldiers with some spare parts and some equipment that they didn't have. My job is something that you have to love it to do it. The best part is that here, the customers, you can see their appreciation for what you do for them. It's a lot of metal.
Now for our final team award in the category of large team, consisting of 51 to 125 members. The award goes to the DLA Enterprise Hurricane Response Team from DLA Logistics Operations. DLA team members from across the enterprise contributed significantly to the military and interagency response to the costliest tropical cyclone response on record and the deadliest since 2005. Their teamwork, competence, and grit ensured life-saving supplies reached American citizens in the areas hit hardest by hurricanes Harvey, Irma, and Maria. They left home, worked long hours, and dedicated themselves to alleviating human suffering in the wake of a horrendous disaster. The DLA Enterprise Hurricane Response Team. We will now honor our military workforce for the superb contributions they make to the agency. The Service Member of the Year awards recognize the Field Grade Officer, Company Grade Officer, Senior Non-Commissioned Officer, and Junior Non-Commissioned Officer whose performance distinguished them from their peers through their contributions to the DLA mission. The Field Grade Officer of the Year is Army Major Grant Timpson, DLA Distribution. Major Timpson distinguished himself while serving as the Deployable Depot Officer in Charge in Powidz, Poland, in support of U.S. Army Europe's Operation Sabre Strike 2018. He led a joint team in operating a forward distribution point and theater consolidation and shipping points in support of U.S. Army and Navy forces exercising throughout Northern Europe. Major Grant Timpson. The Company Grade Officer of the Year is Air Force Captain Cynthia Rodriguez, DLA Energy. Brigadier General Albert Miller, DLA Energy Commander, will accept on Captain Rodriguez's behalf. Captain Rodriguez is dual-hatted as the Sub-Area Petroleum Officer, Eastern Pacific, and the Operations Officer for DLA Energy Hawaii, Pearl Harbor. She oversees 10 defense fuel supply points and ground fuel contracts valued at $50 million, supporting 37 customers across 28 locations. Captain Cynthia Rodriguez. The Senior Non-Commissioned Officer of the Year is Army Sergeant First Class Kyle Warner, DLA Distribution. Sergeant Warner distinguished himself through exceptional service as Non-Commissioned Officer in charge of DLA Distribution J3. He led a joint team of DoD civilians, military personnel, and contractors, providing global operational support to 25 distribution centers in 30 detachments, and overseeing the storage and distribution activities of U.S. forces worldwide with assets valued in excess of $105 billion. Army Sergeant First Class Kyle Warner. Hua. The Junior Non-Commissioned Officer of the Year is Army Staff Sergeant Brandon Guevara, DLA Distribution. Sergeant Guevara's positive impact has been immeasurable in the management of the Aerial Delivery Section's mission in support of the entire Department of Defense. He ensured 100% accountability and mission readiness of over $450 million of assigned mission stock and equipment, and meticulously assisted in supervising the receipt of aerial delivery and recovery equipment within the command. Staff Sergeant Brandon Guevara. Hua. We will now recognize personnel in the DLA Joint Reserve Force. Navy Rear Admiral Deborah Haven, Director of the DLA Joint Reserve Force, will participate in the presentation of the next 4 awards. The DLA Joint Reserve Force Officer of the Year is Navy Reserve Lieutenant Commander Luke Hafner, DLA Joint Reserve Force. Lieutenant Commander Hafner distinguished himself while serving as the DLA Joint Reserve Force Operational Support Officer, Mobilization Manager, and Aide-de-Camp. He expertly managed the day-to-day operations to flawlessly synchronize, coordinate, and integrate all Joint Reserve operational efforts for all DLA major subordinate commands, the J3 Joint Logistics Operations Center, the Joint Contingency Acquisition Support Office, and other major service, combatant, and major commands. Lieutenant Commander Luke Hafner. The DLA Joint Reserve Force Company Grade Officer of the Year is Air Force Reserve Captain Gina Butler, DLA Logistics Operations. Captain Butler, a DLA Joint Contingency Acquisition Support Office representative, has proven her commitment to providing the best possible support to the entire operational contract support community. While serving as the liaison officer to U.S. Central Command Forward OCS Integration Cell and U.S. Forces Afghanistan, she led the collaboration on strategic OCS initiatives, revamping plans, orders, policies, and guidance to more efficiently and effectively manage OCS across all operational disciplines. Captain Gina Butler. The DLA Joint Reserve Force Senior Non-Commissioned Officer of the Year is Air Force Reserve Master Sergeant Isaac Johnson, DLA Distribution. Sergeant Johnson distinguished himself through exceptional service as the receiving section supervisor for DLA Distribution Services Qatar. He led a team of 21 foreign national contractors in the demilitarization of over 4 million pounds of unserviceable materiel and was instrumental in the remediation of over $27 million of suspended DLA stock. He oversaw the movement of 4.4 million pounds of downgraded material sold to the local economy, recovering nearly $3.4 million for the U.S. government. Master Sergeant Isaac Johnson. The DLA Joint Reserve Force Junior Non-Commissioned Officer of the Year is Navy Reserve Logistics Specialist First Class Peter Henry, DLA Distribution. Petty Officer Henry expertly managed all work center assignments to match DLA mission requirements, coordinating operational tasks for 21 individuals, encompassing over 200 man-days of support, reducing DLA Distribution Norfolk's operating costs by nearly $100,000. During Sabre Strike and Rim of the Pacific 2018 exercises, his joint team of 51 personnel processed over 24,000 small parcel line items and facilitated the combined movement of over $1.2 million worth of material. Logistics Specialist, First Class, Peter Henry. We'll now present the Equal Employment Opportunity Awards. These awards recognize the activity and individuals who, through their performance, commitment, and dedication, meet and exceed the challenges of making our workforce a place where people can work, learn, and grow. Ms. Janice Samuel, Director of the DLA Equal Employment Opportunity Office, will participate in presenting the EEO Awards. The DLA Outstanding Employee with a Disability is Ms. Sally Davis from DLA Distribution. Sally Davis excelled in the performance of her duties in the Eastern Distribution Center, Packing and Outloading Branch. where she processed over 4,000 error-free material requisition orders per week this year with 0 incidents in all measured safety areas. Always innovating, she restructured the layout of required packing materials for her area, resulting in a savings of $100,000 in labor costs. Ms. Sally Davis. The award for achievement in EEO by an employee goes to Mr. Maurice Sanabria, DLA Aviation. Maurice Sanabria distinguished himself through outstanding achievement in support of equal employment opportunity. He's participated in DLA Aviation's EEO Special Emphasis Program Committee and has led the development and execution of special observance events and workshops, allocating resources and staff to support EEO programs. Mr. Maurice Sanabria. The award for achievement in EEO by a supervisor or manager goes to Mr. Benedict Roberts, DLA Land and Maritime. Rear Admiral John Palmer, DLA Land and Maritime Commander, will accept on Mr. Roberts' behalf. Benedict Roberts provided world-class leadership and guidance to DLA maritime supplier operations, setting the standard for other leaders to emulate. He created a fair and inclusive environment for all and has positively impacted the workforce by hiring, mentoring, and assisting a diverse array of associates at various levels throughout the Directorate. Mr. Benedict Roberts. The DLA Award for Achievement in EEO by an organization is awarded to DLA Troop Support. The members of the DLA Troop Support EEO office are accepting this award. DLA Troop Support has taken the lead as an agent of change. By advancing diversity and inclusion initiatives, their World Cafe campaign has addressed barriers for all groups with traditionally low participation rates and has postured the organization to create a work environment in which everyone counts, everyone knows that they count, and everyone knows that they can count on each other. DLA Troop Support EEO Office. Our next group of awards recognize Family and Morale and Welfare Excellence. Ms. Kristen French, DLA Chief of Staff, will participate in presenting these awards. The first award in this category is the Family and Morale, Welfare, and Recreation Facility or Program Excellence Award. The awardee in this category is DLA Installation Operations Columbus, Outdoor Recreation. Mr. Darren Wagner will accept on behalf of this team. This team is being recognized for their innovative contributions in providing top-notch leisure and recreational programming for the DLA Columbus military community. Their exemplary performance reflects great credit upon FMWR programs in the Defense Logistics Agency. The DLA Installation Operations Columbus Outdoor Recreation Team. The awardee for Family and MWR Program Management is Ms. Jennifer Russell, DLA Installation Operations Columbus. Mr. Wagner will also accept this award on Ms. Russell's behalf. Jennifer Russell is awarded the 2018 Family and Morale, Welfare, and Recreation Program Management Award for her outstanding contributions while providing exceptional marketing, advertising, and commercial sponsorship support to DLA Columbus, FMWR Program Services and Events. Ms. Jennifer Russell. The next 4 awards recognize the DLA police officers and police units that have demonstrated their utmost teamwork, honesty, respect, integrity, loyalty, and dedication to duty. Ms. French and Mr. Hackett will remain on stage to participate in presenting these awards. The DLA Police Officer of the Year is Officer Joshua Yauga, DLA Installation Management, Susquehanna. Officer Joshua Yauga volunteered his personal time to mentor elementary school children and provided information on being a federal police officer during a school career day. His duty performance is representative of a professional, well-qualified police officer, and his actions prohibited various weapons and drugs from entering the facility thanks to his attention to detail during vehicle searches. The DLA Lead Police Officer of the Year is Sergeant Joshua Stokes, DLA Installation Management, Susquehanna. Sergeant Joshua Stokes is a widely recognized top performer, identifying a flaw in a sensitive equipment accountability method used to issue items from the police arms room. He took the initiative to create a simple and effective process of accounting for high-dollar equipment. He demonstrated excellent communication skills by demonstrating new procedures effectively to his peers, spanning multiple work shifts. Sergeant Joshua Stokes. The Supervisory Police Officer of the Year is Captain Harry Salcone from DLA Installation Management, Columbus. Captain Harry Salcone readily accepted the challenging position of Administrative Chief while performing his regular duties as a watch commander, supervising 32 direct reports. He established the Action in Excellence Awards program, recognizing police work that often goes unnoticed, and created a police metrics and discussion points database, which assisted supervisors with the annual evaluation process. Captain Harry Salcone. The DLA Police Unit of the Year belongs to DLA Installation Management San Joaquin. Chief Khalil Ali and Deputy Chief Christy Hart will accept on behalf of the unit. The DLA Police at San Joaquin officers have conducted over 500,000 police functions and activities to include the search of 34,500 commercial and visitor vehicles and 100% identification checks despite being understaffed. The 100% identification checks resulted in 50 entry denials based on previous criminal history. The police have also generated 178 police reports, including reports of vehicle accidents, theft, and workplace violence cases. DLA Police at San Joaquin. The next four awards recognize the commitment and professionalism of DLA firefighters and fire departments. Ms. French and Mr. Hackett will also participate in presenting these awards. The DLA Firefighter of the Year is Firefighter Inspector Danny Riley, DLA Installation Operations, Susquehanna. Firefighter Inspector Danny Riley documented 160 fire-related deficiencies, diligently tracked them until close, and issued 288 hot work permits with 0 incidents. He instructed 100 children in fire safety, helping economically disadvantaged children and their families in the community be fire safe. And he managed the fire evacuation drill program, conducting 56 fire drills and authorized a fire prevention guide for tenant organizations. Firefighter Inspector Danny Riley. The DLA Fire Officer of the Year is Assistant Fire Chief Randy Shirey, DLA Installation Operations, Columbus. Assistant Fire Chief Randy Shirey crafted key emergency mass casualty incident action plans for the entire installation and led the response to a large and dangerous gas leak near the Child Development Center, ensuring a rapid and safe evacuation of 240 children. He led construction of an indoor training area using existing warehouse space, saving $400,000, and helped combine fire and EMS training to improve continuity of patient care for installation employees and the surrounding community. Assistant Fire Chief Randy Shirey. The DLA Fire Service Instructor of the Year is Captain James O'Brien, DLA Installation Operations, Susquehanna. Assistant Fire Chief Fred Smith will accept on his behalf. Captain James O'Brien is recognized in the top 1% of all state instructors and developed an enhanced fire pump operations course, which is now taught statewide. He built a tabletop burn house and provided the Pennsylvania State Fire Academy's new Fire Dynamics class to 35 operations personnel and co-led an advanced search and rescue program for Regional Fire Training Conference. Captain James O'Brien. The DLA Emergency Communications Center Dispatcher of the Year is Christine Roller, DLA Installation Operations Susquehanna. Ms. Christine Roller helped ensure the dispatch team properly classified, dispatched, and documented over 1,000 fire, police, and medical emergency responses. She provided vital leadership for ECC operations in the absence of her dispatch supervisor during disruptions to multiple communications platforms and volunteered for 200 hours of overtime, ensuring maximum support for installation resources personnel in the local community. Ms. Christine Roller. The DLA Fire Prevention Program of the Year is DLA Installation Operations Susquehanna. Lead Inspector Fred Kraft will accept on behalf of the team. The Susquehanna Fire Prevention Program provided fire code enforcement and safety education for 65 child and youth services staff, over 100 children, and 23 warehouses valued at $2 billion, reaching the entire installation population with powerful fire safety messages. They changed smoke and carbon monoxide detector batteries in 124 family housing units and performed more than 1,000 inspections, citing 245 fire safety violations for correction. The Susquehanna Fire Prevention Program. The DLA Fire Department of the Year is DLA Installation Operations Susquehanna. Assistant Fire Chief Fred Smith will accept on behalf of the team. This department established a higher response standard than DOD with a response benchmark of 6 minutes or less for 90% of responses. The department responded to numerous structure fires via an automatic agreement with the local community, most notably a mutual aid response to a local chemical processing plant fire. Part of the organization's community contributions included administering 790 flu shots. Defense Supply, the DLA Fire Department of the Year. Thank you. The next awards represent acquisition professionals who have demonstrated the highest degree of proficiency, integrity, and dedication in executing the critical mission of providing acquisition support to our nation's warfighters. Roxanne Banks, Deputy Director of DLA Acquisition, will participate in the presentation of the next awards. Oh, sorry. Not Ms. Roxanne Banks. The award for excellence in acquisition goes to Ms. Donna Kautz, DLA Distribution. Donna Kautz distinguished herself as a supervisory contracting specialist for DLA Distribution. Her multiple award task order contracts for facility construction service totaled $8.7 million in FY17 and more than $6 million in FY18, with an average time to award of 60 days. Ms. Donna Kautz. The Acquisition Support Professional of the Year Individual Award goes to Ms. Cheryl Woods, DLA Disposition Services. Through the advocacy and oversight of Cheryl Woods, DLA Disposition Services excels in maximizing contract opportunities for small businesses. She is quick to facilitate the sometimes intricate small business to government relationship, helping small businesses navigate requirements and providing tips in proposal development. Ms. Cheryl Woods. the Acquisition Support Professional of the Year Team Award is presented to the Medical Surgical Manufacturer Direct Procurement Team from DLA Troop Support. This team made great strides in its service to U.S. warfighters, earning awards and increasing sales to more than $6.5 billion, while providing support to humanitarian missions throughout the world. The team processed over 400 requisitions worth over $25 million, including high-priority items such as combat application tourniquets, universal first aid kits, syringes, bandages, and cold chain products. The Medical Surgical Manufacturer Direct Procurement Team. The next awards will be the Safety Excellence Awards. These awards encourage occupational safety and health professionals, individual employees, teams, and DLA activities to improve the overall agency occupational safety and health. Ms. Kristen French, DLA Chief of Staff, will assist in presenting these awards. The award for Safety Professional of the Year goes to Mr. Christopher Luttrell, DLA Installation Management. DLA Installation Management Director Buzz Hackett will accept on Mr. Luttrell's behalf. Christopher Luttrell improved workplace safety for DLA personnel in Disposition Region Central, DLA Support Team Kuwait, and DLA Europe and Africa. He authored safety procedures covering over 60 DLA activities and coordinated an occupational health contract for local nationals in Germany. While deployed to Kuwait, he authored a newcomer safety orientation that replaced 12 other individual classes. Mr. Christopher Luttrell. The Safety Champion of the Year award goes to Mr. Gerald Stover, DLA Information Operations. Gerald Stover improved safety awareness and supported the Hart Dole Inouye Federal Center Voluntary Protection Program effort. He participated on a VPP recertification evaluation for the 88th Medical Group at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, Ohio. He attended an ergonomics course at his own expense, completed 15 office ergonomic assessments, and developed ergonomic marketing and educational materials for the Federal Center. Mr. Gerald Stover. The Employee Safety Voluntary Protection Program Team Award goes to the DLA San Joaquin Marketing and Media Support Team with DLA Distribution. Ms. Annette Silva will accept on the team's behalf. This team was instrumental in developing and sharing safety information to increase employee awareness. The team created the quarterly Voluntary Protection Program Star Central newsletter, distributed to over 1,400 employees. Their effort contributed to San Joaquin's 30% reduction in material handling equipment mishaps and 25% reduction in total mishaps. The DLA San Joaquin Marketing and Media Support Team. Our next awards recognize information technology professionals who have demonstrated the highest degree of proficiency, integrity, and dedication in providing information technology support to our nation's warfighters. Ms. Kathy Cutler, Director of DLA Information Operations, will participate in the presentation of the next awards. The Information Technology Person of the Year is Mr. Jeffrey Williams, DLA Information Operations. Jeffrey Williams displayed exceptional technical capabilities, project management skills, leadership, and teamwork in developing the DLA Enterprise Mobility II program. Partnering with industry and the Defense Department, he has pioneered state-of-the-art capabilities, ensuring technology is not just commercially applicable, but also viable to the DoD environment. Mr. Jeffrey Williams. The Information Technology Program Manager of the Year is Ms. Kimberly Pisal, DLA Information Operations. Kimberly Pizal displayed exceptional leadership and program management skills as the program manager for the Distribution Modernization Program. Her excellent technical abilities cover all aspects expected of a PM, including but not limited to contracting, scheduling, resource management, and stakeholder relations. She ensured the warehouse management system minimally viable product went live 5 months after beginning development. Ms. Kimberly Pizal. The Information Assurance Professional of the Year is Mr. Christopher Combs, DLA Information Operations. Christopher Combs distinguished himself through his efforts as Chief of the Vulnerability Management Division. He developed and implemented a prioritized remediation strategy incorporating cyber intelligence from the DoD, commercial entities, and the U.S. Cyber Command into a top 10 vulnerabilities custom dashboard and weekly briefings that allow his team to address the most critical and vulnerable assets. Mr. Christopher Combs. The Information Technology Small Team of the Year is the Directory Services Active Directory Team. The Directory Services Active Directory Team has worked diligently over the past year deploying Windows 2016 AD domain controllers, adding significant new features and improvements. In addition to planning and preparation, migration and implementation efforts involved in a significant level of complexity and coordination across multiple service areas to ensure success. The Directory Services Active Directory Team. The Information Technology Medium Team of the Year is the DISA Enterprise Voice over Internet Protocol Team. This team's efforts provide robust and efficient failover protections, automatic call distribution capability, quality of service, Jabber, soft client, and reliable phone service. The team faced many challenges but overcame them while improving the solution and their team throughout the process. The initiative required careful planning, coordination, and preparation before implementation. The DISA Enterprise Voice over Internet Protocol Team. We've missed one along the way, sir. Okay. So, if Mr. Beebe will come back up, we would like to recognize the Acquisition Workforce Team Achievement to the DLA Distribution J7 Acquisition Team.
All right. Let's give a special round of applause.
This team is being recognized for their accomplishments in managing the urgent procurement of transportation capabilities from DLA Distribution Bahrain to Gulf Cooperation Council countries within the U.S. Central Command Area of Responsibility. Initial contracts were awarded within 45 days and were so effective, DLA Distribution was tasked with continuing transportation support in the region. To date, use of this contract has avoided roughly $7.7 million in costs, with an anticipated 5-year minimum cost avoidance of $70 million.
Anybody else?
But we're not quite at the end. Before we conclude today's ceremony, we have 2 additional presentations to make. Presidential Rank Awards are the highest recognition available for career members of the Senior Executive Service. This year, DLA is honored to have 2 Presidential Rank Award recipients. Mr. Brad Bunn, Director of DLA Human Resources, has been named a recipient of the FY 2018 Meritorious Executive Presidential Rank Award. The rank of Meritorious Executive is presented to no more than 5% of executives across the federal government each year. Mr. Bunn is a well-known and respected leader among human resources professionals within the department and across the federal government. His portfolio spans the full spectrum of human resources and human capital management life cycle to include systems evaluation and improvement, performance management, strategic workforce and succession planning, leader development, talent acquisition, and management and training. He has driven laudable results in a number of significant HR focus areas and has improved the department's ability to maintain a highly skilled workforce that is capable and ready to deliver results for today's mission and future challenges. Mr. Brad Bunn. For our final presentation today, I'm pleased to announce that Mr. Ted Case, DLA Vice Director, has been named a recipient of the FY 2018 Distinguished Executive Presidential Rank Award. The rank of Distinguished Executive is limited to no more than 1% of executives across the federal government each year. Mr. Case was appointed as the DLA Vice Director in March 2012. The Vice Director is DLA's senior civilian official. His principal responsibilities are providing technical oversight and direction to all elements of DLA in the planning, development, and implementation of logistics initiatives, programs, and management emphases. Mr. Case assesses and approves agency plans for contingencies, exceptional mission requirements, and performance demands, and shapes the agency's response to challenges. Under his oversight, DLA manages 9 supply chains and nearly 6.1 million items, and supports more than 2,400 weapons systems with an inventory value of $20 billion through its integrated procurement, supply depot distribution, and reutilization systems that are supported by automated business systems and technological infrastructure investments of over $1.8 billion annually. Mr. Ted Case. Thank you, sir. This concludes the formal presentation of today's awards. This annual awards ceremony is our opportunity to celebrate the accomplishments of our DLA family. These outstanding men and women exemplify the standard for excellence set by this agency, and we appreciate all that they do each and every day. Now, I would like to ask all award recipients to stand one more time. And please join me in a round of applause for today's award winners. On behalf of Lieutenant General Williams, thank you for your participation in our DLA 51st Annual Employee Recognition Ceremony. You're invited to join awardees at a reception in the Headquarters Cafe, where you'll have the opportunity to thank the award recipients for their contributions and accomplishments. Please rise for the departure of the official party, followed by award recipients, their family members and friends, and senior leaders, and remain in place until your row has been released. Thank you.